What's up? Yeah. Till my dragon, baby, stop crying. I see my inside still shining. Yeah. Woo! I feel good. I always knew that I would. So good. So good. I got me. Who are you? Somebody just jumped in randomly. I got my notification. I don't even remember you at all. Are you the plant? But anyhow, let's get to it. Yeah, well, that's what we do here. In case you guys are watching this later, this was a live stream. So I'm like reading the comments on the side of the page here. Well, Adam Silver decided to take a stand. He decided to act like a man and throw down. But let me tell you about what good old Adam did that really changed the scenarios of, his situation. Oh, Adam Silver slipped into the political ring, and this is why he is in a dilemma. He doesn't want to alienate China, but he has a bigger problem on his hands. Well, let me inform you something. The Chinese government is responsible for $3.4 billion of the NBA's revenue. 3.4 billion. All right? 3.4 billion. They're responsible for that much money going in and out of the NBA. So you think about where their materials are manufactured, the Nike corporations and all their gear, they're licensed by Nike. All right. So the Houston Rockets make a ton of money off of China. They're losing a lot of money. They're losing hundreds of millions of dollars because of Daryl Morey. And they want him fired. But the league know they can't just fire Daryl Morey because that creates a bigger problem, a more massive problem here in the United States. You fired somebody that's employed by you who didn't break the law, all because you were following what somebody in China, the president and the government of China wanted you to do. And you're an American business? That's not good business. Daryl Morey is going to get fired. It's just not now. That's not how America works. They're going to make it a basketball decision. And they're going to do that probably at the end of this year or in the middle of next season to let this thing die down, then carefully guide him to the rocks and say, okay, here you go. You're out of here. And they're going to make it clearly a basketball decision. They'll be lucky if they put them in the playoffs now. The Houston Rockets, man, they'll be lucky if they put in the playoffs. The league going to be against them like crazy. They cannot let them go. You see, the problem is if Adam Silver gives in, it's a bigger problem. LeBron is pushing for it to happen like he's so with China. It's not even funny. And look what's happening to him. because he's stupid. He got Tweedledee and Tweedledum working with him, and they ain't doing nothing for him. So now, naturally, you're in a catch-22 situation that you shouldn't have never been in the first place. It's like, why would he be in a catch-22 for something like this? It doesn't even make sense. It's unnecessary. Adam Silver shouldn't have never been involved in a situation like this, but he's the commissioner, so this is his job. It goes along with it. Daryl Morey is an executive. So he's an executive in the NBA. LeBron James is a basketball player. And here he is trying to take center stage to say who should be fired or who should be punished, who's a general manager. It's like, look, your role is shut up and dribble. Okay, now if you want to be a political leader, you go out there and do these interviews. I got to man the ship, because if I fire Daryl Morey to satisfy the Chinese people, the Chinese government, then I got to deal with this from the NBA Players Association. I got to deal with the government. I got to deal with the politics of firing Daryl Morey. Now I'm going to get bashed on the other side tremendously. So I have to stand by him. He could sue me for wrongful termination, and he would have every ground to, because what he did and tweeted out was nothing against the company. It did not break company policy. He used his freedom of speech to support something. And there's been other players that have done this, tweeted out support of their beliefs, and no problems, or things been said about it or whatever. So you fire him over that, and you ain't firing nobody else. He has a massive lawsuit against the league. So you don't want to get involved in that type of situation. A lot of people got hurt financially. The only thing that got hurt was the G League. They were going to have a G League game out there, and they was going to spend some money on it. They can care less about the G League, but that was good money for the G League. Yeah, well, that's what he is. LeBron is like, I'm gonna be political and I'm gonna fight as long as it don't cost me anything. You see, Kaepernick, it cost him everything. He risked his job. LeBron didn't risk anything. Once it took him the chance to, when he was going to have to risk something, you see, he wanted no part of it. He sided right with the power. See, everybody wants to be an activist when it's convenient. Everybody hates Trump, so yeah, it's good to advocate anything against Donald Trump. Everybody hates him. So, all right, it's good. Everybody's on your side. But when a lot of people ain't on your side and you got to stand for what you think is right, that's when you can test the mettle of a man, the character of a man. Dr. Martin Luther King was financially set. And he never went out and marched for any of this stuff. His family was financially set. He could have just went and did speeches and sermons. He was hand in hand, buddy with the president of the United States. He didn't have to do anything. This man decided, no, we cannot be second-class citizens, and was walking around with no violence and people hitting him with rocks and throwing drinks on him and spitting in his face, and he just wipe it off and take it and keep marching. I'm sorry. That's crazy. Yeah, but when you play that role, injustice is everywhere, right? So if you say it's a Chinese issue, which it is, then stay your butt out of it. That's how you do. You say, hey, I just wish that, that the Hong Kong people and their representatives get a chance to speak with the Chinese government. They can come together and they can work things out. We're just basketball players. We're just basketball players. We're visitors to this country. We don't really understand all of the things that are happening here or why these things are happening. I just landed. This is like foreign to me, and it would be wrong of me to speak on something I don't know about. LeBron should have taken that avenue, but nope. He gonna tell Daryl Morey he's uneducated on the situation. I don't want to attack Daryl, but that's exactly what you're doing. I mean, nobody was buying your shoes anyway, but hey, they were like, LeBron gave away 800 pairs of shoes. I'm like, yeah, because ain't nobody buying them. He gonna use them as a tax write-off. I know exactly what he doing. It's the LeBron 16s. He gave them all 800 pairs out to the students. I'm like, yeah, he gave away 800 pairs because he got about another 3,000 he got to try to write off on taxes. I know what he doing. Shoes ain't selling. Who walking around with a bunch of LeBrons on their feet? No. I ain't never heard nobody go to the store. Yo, man, you got them new LeBrons? Never heard that. I never seen nobody line up around the corner for some LeBrons. LeBron 16s were perfect for missing the playoffs. Hey, don't forget to support the page, man. Hit the Cash App up. I'm up early doing this for y'all. The Cash App name is Carceno, Karceno. Carceno, Karceno on the Cash App. Or check this out. You could donate by hitting the button below. And that way you can leave your big message in there and we're going to go in there and answer the questions and, really get to it. See, the main problem is this. China can't get out of their own way. They're in what we call a catch-22. They're going to be dealing with their government the way they are as far as the politics and the way things are working over there. They're willing to continuously move forward, make fools of themselves, but to them, they feel like we got the power to move forward. If they take Hong Kong, they're going to move to Taiwan, and then they want to rule all of Asia. And once that happens, then they'll be ready for war. You got to understand that it's a whole bigger thing going on with China. And they know they have position because they have the money. They're manufacturing. People got to go through them. So if you got the money, you got the infrastructure, and you got the territory, you're ready for war. Last time we went to war with them, it didn't pan out nice for us. We tied with Korea, if you want to call that a tie. Um, China, we lost. See, this is the dangers when you're looking for, I got to make money at all costs. Because when you have that mentality of, I want to make money at all costs, and you keep taking your companies over there, and because it's less taxes, now you're building China's government, and their government is going to come here and make us basically second class citizens. We got a wholesale for them. We're the market. So we're like, look, we're the market for you. So you can manufacture all this stuff, but without America, you're not going to make all that money. But they're going to be like, okay, well then, what you going to get? We'll shut down all the Walmarts. Now what? We'll shut down all the stuff that we're shipping. Now what you going to do? You're going to no more IKEA for you. You know those pretty cars you like to drive? Yeah, well, we decided we're going to hold out on shipping out all the metal. Now you got to get real American steel. So now that car got to really cost you 20, 35 grand. That would have been a $8,000 car. Now we got to charge you 30 grand because they're going to have to use real steel. Well, if you owe money to somebody, you go, they got dominion over you. There's never going to be a great iPhone charger. iPhone was smart. See, Samsung, they was trying to make things work. They was too busy. They didn't, you could drop the phone. Like this phone here, I could drop it 1,000 times and the screen won't crack. You drop an iPhone one time and that screen gonna go. I've dropped my phone about 6 million times, and I've had it for 5 years. I've never had to replace the screen. Now, can't say that for the iPhone. You know why? Because the iPhone is designed, and I do mean designed. It is designed to crack. It's designed to have a faulty charger. I had my phone for 5 years. I still got my Galaxy 6. So all my live streams you seen on my phone come from that Galaxy 6. I'm just telling you it lasts. You see, I still got a 6 and it's working fine. Now, iPhones are going to keep costing you money because you got to keep buying chargers. You're going to keep buying things for it all while you got it. And it's genius for Apple. They're like, look, well, all we needed to do was work for about a month, let it fizz out. And as long as it go past the warranty, we good. Let it fizz out. We go right back to it again. I've had this charger here. It's worked wonders for my phone. But when you go live, like live stream, that kills your battery power. So that's why my phone is always near death. It's because of the battery power it takes when you go live streaming. So, with this being said, we move forward. Now, don't forget to hit the Cash App up, donate to the page. We appreciate all the support. Carcino's the name on that Cash App. That's funny. Now, well, granted, these things happen. I see how that could be a situation in certain cases. People change like what they like, and what's good for them isn't normally good for the gander, and things change. It morphs into different things, and well, this is the time. NFLZ, that's funny. Now, this is the portion of the video where I ask you guys to ask your questions. If you got some quick questions, I'll answer a few, but I would rather you left them in the description box when you click the donate button. Is a LeBron a sellout? It's already sold out. He's just a phony. So that's all. I agree with that statement. I hope the Pelicans have a better record than LeBron. Top 5 MCU movies? Wow. Well, Blade isn't in the MCU. So number 1 would probably be the first Avengers movie. Then I would say Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity War, Civil War, uh, the first Iron Man. Okay, well, just do it that way then. We'll take the first 5. Well, I don't hate on anybody. So, different roles between Joker and Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger never had to do a background story. He was basically just the Joker from the offset. So we've never really seen Joaquin Phoenix. We saw a transformation in how he became the Joker. 2 different type of styles, 2 different type of roles, even though it's for the character. LeBron hates Jordan because Jordan won't accept him. Uh, the movie Us, I saw it. I did a movie review on it on Screen Fiend. I did a spoiler review on it. I had to explain it to people. It's about duality. It's a very good movie. It's more psychological than it is scary. More like a psychological thriller where you got to try to figure it out. That's why you see everyone had the shears, the scissors. If you got shears, the thing about shears is that they're the same and they both move simultaneously with the other side. That's why you have scissors. They were symbolic to how they were. The other person had another person that moved like they moved. So that's why they all had shears. Everybody's like, why do they have those shears? Each side is the same as the other. But to me, it was kind of predictable. I knew how it would play out. Yeah, that was ridiculous. And nothing's going to happen to that referee. He did his job. Not me. I was confused. Oh, I don't understand what the confusion was about. It was really simple. Everything was laid out perfectly to let you know that a switch took place. Maybe I've seen too many movies, but if you can figure that out, you must have not paid attention to films. I've seen that done a lot better and a lot more different with the switcheroo. I mean, we saw it in like 3 movies that year. Alien Covenant, I saw that coming. I saw all of it coming, all the switcheroo plays. Well, you could say that too. You could say it was used to cut the ties with the people upstairs. It could be used for that too. My thing is how you gonna bash Cam Newton and not bash Flacco. Flacco's playing like he should be out the league. Mariota don't. I mean, they're bashing him now, but he's been terrible for years. Jameis Winston, he's throwing too many interceptions. They still praising Baker when Baker's out him throwing 4 interceptions a game. The problem with Terminator is they keep rebooting it every time they make it. If they just make a separate Terminator story that don't resorts around John Connor or the T-800 or 1800 or whatever, and just make a Terminator movie, then we can actually go somewhere. Like, I actually like the other one with Christian Bale. I like that Terminator. A lot of people are like, I didn't like that Terminator. I wanted to see some cool new Terminators. I'm like, that's not what I'm like, don't you get it? Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator was the elite model at that time. In T2, you saw an advancement over his model. Now, if you're going to go into part 3, the one I really didn't like was The Rise of the Machines. I hated that one. That one was just ridiculous to me. I like the Christian Bale one more than the third one with the female Terminator and all that stuff. I didn't like her at all. Now, Cal Allen could win you some games. Cam, for some reason, they ain't protecting Cam. That offensive line ain't protecting him. And if you Colorado, if you the Houston Texans, why you not protecting your quarterback? Y'all gonna cut Deshaun Watson's whole playing career in half because y'all don't want to protect the quarterback. Most of his stuff comes off creativity between him and Hopkins. That's how they get it. They be like, look, this play broke down. Oh, it's broke down. Hopkins, no, boom, let me get free because he gonna find me. And that's how it happens. Why do you think Hopkins and him be going off? Because he already know if this play break down, I know you can burn all these dudes and he'll find Hopkins down the field. Boom. Yeah, I gotta call him Russell Wilson now. I can't call him Sierra no more now. I guess all he needed was his money. Once he got his money, he said, I'm gonna go ahead and earn it. Now let's see if they give him some receivers. See what happened when he don't even have receivers? How about getting him somebody? Have you ever noticed black quarterbacks don't get a damn thing? The Chiefs' defense is exposed. It's always been exposed, but they won today because the other team's defense was on the field and because all them 3 and out. I don't think we know too much about it yet. Once we start knowing a little something about it, then we could probably start feeling some way about it. Why John Elway can't find a quarterback? Because John Elway is at the point where he's trying to get a veteran quarterback. He wants to, instead of developing one, he tried the development process with Trevor Siemian And it's not going to work. John wants them to play the game the way John used to play it. It's not like that anymore. And that's why he can't find the right quarterback. He wants somebody that's going to be like him and trust the defense to win the game while he goes out and get a game manager. The year they won it with Peyton Manning, who couldn't even throw the football. Peyton Manning was so done. He was out there throwing ducks. It was just like, look, run the ball. They can't get first downs. We got them locked. Don't worry about it. So they let Peyton get his one last Super Bowl run and trophy before he walked off into the sunset. Because of his neck injury, he had no more strength. He had no more strength in his arm. He wasn't a strong arm quarterback anyway, but he was out there throwing ducks. They let the guy take steroids, knew he was on steroids, let him go out there and throw the ball around so he can come back and get some strength. Knew the guy was on steroids. They knew it, and they let it slide. And they was like, well, we can't punish him because he retired. Elway wants a game manager. He wants somebody that can control those first downs, move the sticks. He ain't looking for that big play down the field guy. Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. If they buy some tickets. I'm like, how y'all keep falling for that? How y'all keep falling for that? After 20-something years, they haven't won, dude. The last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl or were in it, you weren't even born. Oh, yes, definitely. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App. Carcino is the name on the Cash App. Thank you for reminding me. But you weren't even born. And if it was, you were probably in diapers. And every year they tell you the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Every year. They keep talking about it like every year, and they're clearly not the best team in NFL. I'm like, they're not even the best team. Even when they won the 14 games, you already knew that once they play in the playoffs, they're going to lose. Their team is not designed to win a championship, period. They're good to win some games in the regular season. But once it gets real, they ain't going to be able to deal with it. I don't think they're going to cover the 3 points against the Eagles. I think the Eagles going to beat the living hell out of them because the Eagles don't like them. They literally just don't like the Cowboys. They will play their best game against them. And if it comes down to Dak making a play, then I can't bank on that because they get pressure on the quarterback. Their front four is getting pressure on the quarterback. So as long as they do that, then they should be all right. Zeke got his money. He's straight. See, the thing is that Dallas receivers are not what people thought they was. You see the flaws now in some of the receivers, and you can see the flaws in Dak's quarterback. You know, you got two guys on your offensive line who are out, and you got other guys taking their place, and they getting hit with all kind of stunts and moves, and Dak's got to create on the fly. And then I think Corn on the Cob, I don't know if he's going to be back yet. See, that's the thing about getting Randall Cobb. He's great in that position over Cole Beasley, but Cole Beasley was there to play every game. I mean, Corn on the Cob, he was getting broken up over there in Green Bay. So by the time y'all got him, he's going to be good until he gets hurt. And where we at? Week 5, and he's already just missed the game? Gallup is good because he got speed, but he's not a great receiver. He's a decent one. He could run a route, but he's not 100% all the time on the routes. He forgets what he's supposed to do. Guys get physical with him. He can't deal with it. I watch it all the way through. And Gallup, he has good games because he can take the top off the defense a little bit. So you got to pay attention to him. You can't let him get behind you because the guy got breakaway speed. He's about like a 7. You know, he's about a 6 or a 7. He's not really good at catching out of a scale of 10. Now, some of the interceptions happen because Gallup will hit the ball and they'll knock the ball up. All kind of stupid stuff they're doing. And Cooper, who's supposed to be a number 1, he's not. You see all the people who got Odell Beckham Jr., they pissed off. Because as much as the losing keeps piling up. Now, I'll be honest, they got screwed against Seattle. The referees screwed it where Cleveland would lose that game. Cleveland had them beat, and they got screwed by the refs. Which brother we tearing down today? Y'all act like all I do is tear people down. Y'all sad. Why New Edition ain't getting along? Money and control. Can't keep everybody happy. Well, you just can't pick up Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown has to go to the league office before he can do anything. I don't think he plays this year. Giants look better with Danny Dimes. Oh, Eli's done. Eli has taken too many hits and it's made him very shaky in the pocket. By them not getting the offensive line around Eli and just letting people tee off on him like it's tea time, then but if you put Eli, if you're John Elway, you trying to get Eli Manning. That's what John Elway's thinking. I could pick up Eli for cheap. I had Peyton and brought him back to life. I can get Eli Manning and bring him back. We've been knowing Floyd Mayweather since 1996, before the money came. So what we don't know. There ain't much we don't know. Best albums of the decade. Well, I think we probably have to do that next year when the decade is over. Somebody saying, why are you ignoring me? What did he say? Igging me. I'm like, what did you put in there? Paul Mooney update. I gave you a Paul Mooney update. How many plates am I going to eat for Thanksgiving? Yeah, see, things like that. That's probably why you would ignore. We've given you an update on Paul Mooney already. He's always been in his brother's shadow. He got the same amount of Super Bowl rings. Is Sean McVay exposed as a head coach in LA? No. Is when your weapons are not there and other teams' defenses has figured out your system and they're making you have to adjust. People are looking at what happened to them in the Super Bowl. Coaches watch film. Okay? They saw what Sean McVay was doing and said, oh, okay, that's what we got to do. You see how they're confusing Sean McVay? They're confusing Jared Goff. Goff is your quarterback. He is the vehicle. If you're confusing him and changing the way things look and who's coming in and he's got to call out the blitzers, once you can confuse the quarterback, the whole system falls. So the coaching staff, who's supposed to pick up on what's happening, they can't really prepare Jared Goff on the fly. And he's got to try to adjust to figure out what's happening. If guys are covered, Goff's going to hold that ball because he doesn't want to turn it over. And he makes mistakes. And Eric throws. And then you really say, okay, this kid can't really handle the pressure. And they saw it in the Super Bowl, and you can see he's still having some problems. Now, defensively, they're not really having problems. It's offensively. They're not getting the ball in the end zone the way they should be, especially when you got someone like Todd Gurley. But Gurley's been hurt, and he's out of the game, didn't play last week. And I don't even know how I'm 5-1 in fantasy football. I'm 5-1. That should never be. I have had to change my quarterback every week. I've lost every player I had. I had Todd Gurley. I had Mike Williams. I had Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins ain't played in like 3 weeks. There's no way I should be number one. But I've just been playing the best defense in fantasy football, even though I don't know how that happens. But I'm going against Patrick Mahomes this week. Everybody like, oh, you finna get destroyed. Patrick Mahomes goes out in the second quarter. They was like, how do you keep getting this lucky? I'm like, don't know, man. Now my quarterback has a fighting chance. And I got a brand new quarterback going in. Fitzmagic. I need Fitzmagic to show up. I need him to be that guy. Who defense I got? I got 2 defenses on my team. I have Dallas and Philly. So I'm screwed either which way it go. But this week I'm going to play the Philly defense. The 49ers and Jimmy G, the real deal. Yeah, they're good. They're believing in themselves. Offensively, I don't trust them. I think if they play the right team, they can get smacked in the mouth. But they believe in themselves. But I don't think they're ready for like New England and all the teams that they're going to see in the playoffs. See, they got a favorable schedule because they had a losing record. But they're like beating everybody. Everybody's like, they the ones. I'm like, okay. You put them in there with Brady, and we'll find out. Oh, yeah, he'll be back. When you dislocate your knee and get it popped back in, he ain't playing next week. I can tell you that right now. His knee will be too sore. It's nothing that's going to keep him out for a while. It's just the soreness from the knee popping out and popping back in. So they'll do an MRI to make sure he didn't tear any muscles when he did it. Right. Jimmy G is not lighting it up. He make a lot of mistakes out there. And believe me, nobody's going to know him like New England. They know what Jimmy G can do and what he can't. Well, they need to protect Deshaun Watson, and they'll be all right. That should be the main goal, protect Watson.